We are right before start of week 14 in our replay. Raiders sit an impressive 10-2, exactly where they were in the 2016 season. Big game against Kansas City. The only difference is, however, this time is not for first place in the division, since Kansas City is really struggling at 3-9. The great news is Khalil Mack is coming back off injury, fully healthy, which is great news. Okay, so let's take a little look at the standings so we can get an idea where we are right now. 3/4 of the way into the season. Uh, Before I jump there, so Packers and Raiders tied for the best record in the league. The Raiders have clinched a playoff spot, so not too bad with 4 games left in the season. Uh, they hold on to they're back in the playoffs, which is awesome. Patriots and the surprising Rams at 9-3, and what's even more shocking with that 9-3 record is the Rams have dumped 2 in a row. So at one point they were 9-1. If we go and flip it, exact opposite. Niners, no surprise here. We expected them to struggle at 1-11. Giants, very surprising here at 2-10. Chiefs and Ravens, also a big surprise at 3-9. Chargers could have flipped either way, so same with the Texans. And the rest of the league is really right smack in the middle. In fact, let's go back in the standings. Let's take a more of a breakdown there, division by division, so we can kind of see how things are matching up for the playoffs. Steelers should run away with the division with a 3-game lead, actually a 2.5-game lead over the Bengals. Bengals have an outside shot at getting a playoff spot. Titans are in control with a 2-game lead. The Colts could spoil. Jags just don't have enough firepower to make it happen. AFC East, Patriots, full 3-game lead. The Bills, I think the Bills will make the playoffs just the way they played us last week. They have the tools to get there. The defense is solid. Offense is solid. My God, I mean, Sammy Watkins is just playing on us. Last week, if it didn't catch the game, 4th and 25 with just over a minute left. Taylor hits Watkins for an 83-yard touchdown. Well, it's just, oh God, it was incredible. Okay, here Broncos are looking solid to get a wild card. I really think they're going to falter and actually be on the outside looking in. Packers look solid. Lions should be there. Vikings and Bears just where we expected them to be. Falcons leading the division. Panthers and Saints. I think the Saints had the better shot here. I think the Panthers are going to also, again, like they did in real life, fall out of the playoffs. Bucks, far too many holes. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They were 2-6. That's not going to continue. NFC East, Eagles looking great. Redskins, solid. Cowboys are riding a 4-game winning streak. I think the Cowboys will sneak in the playoffs. And the NFC West, again, the Rams. You could see the Rams have a complete meltdown. Cardinals, Seahawks, losers of 3 and 2, respectively, in a row. The Seahawks are the team that's probably going to get in there. Okay. So with that, I want to take a look at some news. We can see what's going on here. So the Packers take on the Seahawks. If the Seahawks can squeak this one out, they could absolutely make a nice playoff run. If the Packers win, pretty much Seahawks season is probably done. That will put them at 6-7. They could maybe squeeze in at 9-7, but it's not likely. Let's take a look at the draft stories here, because I want to bolt over to the draft. Okay, so we've got Stafford picks off 3 passes. Got player of the game honors. It also states that Stanford had one of the most impressive college careers of any DB, not named primetime, referring to Deion Sanders. So it looks like, I guess he's being nicknamed Airtime, I guess. since it's not going to give us the expansion right there. But also, I want to take a look at UCLA's right end, McQueen, that he's struggling. So he's looking at being the draft's biggest gamble. Let's take a look at the draft because defense is an area that we need to address. So defensive end. What oftentimes happens with these is they'll have these stories. There we go. Here's the guy. Okay, so he's a 3-4 run stopper. I don't really care because since we are running a 4-3, it doesn't really matter to me that he ran a 3-4 in college. It's basically the same thing. Tackle a ball carrier, rush the quarterback. 6'3", 296. That's good size. It's more, yeah, exactly. He's more of a run stopper. Let's take a look to see. I'm gonna completely blow him out, regardless of course. Shit. All right, this shit, he could be good. UCLA isn't widely known to have. I mean, when it comes to defensive linemen between the two neighboring schools, it's USC all day. We'll see what this guy has to offer. Let's take a look at that corner. Am I blind? Huh. All right. I give. Let's take a look again. All right, was it a corner? It was DB. Okay. So it could be free safety. Yeah, see, this is what we love. Khalil Mack is back, full strength. Gotta love the 99 overall. That is just awesome. All right, let's take a look at Stanford. There he is. See, he's a strong safety. I'm not even going to look at this kid for the main reason we've got Carl Joseph. Bullshit. I don't think. Look, dude, we could see how he would play at free safety if he turns out to be okay. But he grades out as a mid-second rounder. So you know what? If he's still around when our pick comes in the second round, I wouldn't mind taking a gamble on him. 5'11", 199. He is undersized for a strong safety. Because look, this is your strong safety. 6 foot, 226. 199 is more of a free safety, and Reggie Nelson has really struggled. Speaking of struggling, our corners have just been getting just roasted. Completely roasted to the point where, you know what, I may go out of my realm and absolutely take a corner in the first round of the draft. Okay, so he's looking sweet. Plus Notre Dame is a solid school. Texas A&M is also a solid school. Take a look at that. A- impress. Awesome. Not bad. B man coverage, zone coverage, solid. B minus there. Arkansas, So Ohio State. Clemson, nope. Nevada, Texas A&M, Florida State run support, third round. That's decent. Syracuse man-to-man. Let's take a peek. Okay. Montana, not going to touch it. Buffalo. Okay, same school that Khalil Mack came from. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a miss. Mississippi State, they have put out some quality players. So that was a solid effort with the scouting. I'm pretty happy with what we were able to obtain there. Let's go back. take a look at the stats in terms of where we are. Look at Carr. Carr is struggling at just 156 yards a game when he's in. Just really having a hard time. Last week he threw for 373 yards and 2 touchdowns, but also had 2 picks. So we're hoping he can continue to progress in that area. Rushing, we're struggling. Besides Murray, Murray has a healthy 4.6 yards per carry. The rest of the backs are just struggling. Possibly we go and I would love. See, look at this. We got Rashard's got 4 fumbles. I would love to change the lineup so we aren't rotating backs as often as we are. But the only reason Murray is doing 4.6 yards a carry is because he's not getting the ball every time. He's always fresh, so he's got the legs that if he does get the gap, he can take it to the house. This is where it gets interesting in terms of receiving. Look, the leading receiver is Clive Walford, and the reason for this is because we've had dramatic injuries at the wide receiver position. Cooper's been out. Crabtree has missed the bulk of the season. He got hurt in preseason, missed the first few games, came back, got injured right when he came back. So just 8 catches on the year. But here's what's great is Andre Holmes has filled in for the injured Crabtree and also for Cooper when needed, and he's responded. 38 catches, a couple touchdowns. But again, his contract is up. He's asking for way too much money, so we are going to let him bolt. Washington's our third down back, and he's been getting a lot of catches. But understand this: the catches he's getting aren't netting first downs, and that's what's absolutely killing us. And the guy who'll be taking the place of Andre Holmes is Chris Brown. And he's quietly caught 13 passes, which is awesome. Defensively, as we look at the total number of tackles, Nelson, Irvin, Riley, Carey, we're seeing some names that should be there. But tackles for loss is what we're really looking at. And Alden Smith, yeah, the game let us have him. We wanted to see how the Raiders would play with Alden Smith full-time, and it's responded. Look at this. 17 tackles for loss, 14 sacks. He's been an absolute beast. Bruce Irvin, 11 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 2 safeties, and a pick. And Khalil Mack, 10 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, and he's missed 6 weeks of the season. Now, think about that. He's missed that much time. And coming down here, with Adrian Hubbard, 6 sacks. As we look at deflections, Emerson with 11, Irvin with 5. So with Nelson. But look at Smith. Even though been playing a lot of man coverage, Smith only has 2 pass deflections. So we can see some absolute definitive problems all across the board here. So to go back to the college scouting, we need corners. We need corners bad. Oh yeah, we're already done with the with the scouting. We finished those up. Let's go back to stats. I want to check out to see how things are looking NFL wise for the league. So in terms of passing, Rodgers, Breeze, Brady, Wilson, Bortles, Smith, pretty standard. How about TDs? Roethlisberger leads the league with 29. Rodgers, Brady, Wilson, Breeze. Names you would absolutely expect. Who's thrown the most picks? It's surprising. Osweiler and Rivers with 16 each. Rushing, I think this is a little bit of a surprise with Riddick leading the league with 1,000 yards. Latron Bell, Jonathan Stewart. A little bit of a surprise. Well, 5.2 yards a carry is pretty sweet. Receiving, I hate it when they look at the total catches and sort by that. That means nothing. Antonio Brown, 1,200 yards, 17 yards a catch, averaging 100 yards a game. That's killer. Brown, Nelson, Green, Edelman, Fitzgerald, Cooks, all was expected. Doug Baldwin with 10 catches. So on defense, we look at total sacks. Brandon Graham, I think that's a surprise with the Eagles. J.J. Watt, he missed almost the whole year in real life. Now he's coming back with 14 sacks. Cameron Jordan, 14. Justin Houston with 14. Aaron Donald. We've got some guys that are solid. And wait a minute. CFL, because Smith for the Raiders had 14, and he's not listed. Huh. Mac is not listed either. And it's almost like they don't have any other Raiders listed. Huh. Maybe it's a little bug. Anyway, that will wrap up this section here. The next time we come up and tee up, we'll be live, kicking off with the next week to see if the Raiders can go into Kansas City on Thursday night and pull out the win. Once again, it's been Darth Raider, and I'm out.